at 2 o'clock, and I want to respect y'all's time, respect those folks that are over here on the line. You may be midnight shifters. We've got some that just ended their shift, so I want to be respectful of everybody's time today. Appreciate you coming. This is our second annual Departments Award ceremony. We have 3 categories that we accept nominations. The first is Telecommunicator of the Year. The second is Communications Training Officer of the Year. And that third is Leadership Team Member of the Year. I'm going to go through the nominations for each category. Sure, absolutely. Go through the nominations for each category and recognize their contribution. Individuals are nominated by their supervisor or by a member of the leadership team, and then Leadership Team Member awards were nominated and selected by me. We can probably pick up a different method for that in the future, but that's how we're doing it right now. Each person that's nominated receives a star. This is an Outstanding Performance Award, star recognizing their nomination. We have these for various commendations, participation either from a responder or a citizen, something well done. The telecommunicator, our member of our team is recognized throughout the year, so everybody's going to get one of these today. And then a plaque for those individuals who were voted amongst the leadership team for being the most valuable in their role this year. Obviously, I can nominate literally everybody in this room. There's some reason, something that everybody's done well, and there's some small piece that y'all brought to our group this year. What I've found, honestly, as I'm looking through these, the common thread is your willingness to support the person next to you and help them do their job and help them to succeed. Every single one of you exude that plus some, to have that willingness to help that other person. So I really appreciate that. Our first category is Telecommunicator of the Year. We have 3 nominees, Heather Young, Ashley Foster, and Tanya Perry. Each of these are also members of our Communications Training Officer Corps. They train new dispatchers. It's exciting for me to look at our outstanding telecommunicators are also tasked with training and preparing our next round of telecommunicators. Heather Young, recognized for her consistent willingness to help in every situation. You want to come up, Heather? Help in every situation without complaint. Changing radio assignments in the middle of a shift, leading trainees with little notice, working extra hours to cover staffing vacancies, or serving in a telecommunicator emergency response team deployment role to our neighboring PSAPs. We've supported the City of Brentwood and the City of Spring Hill with staffing vacancies throughout the year, and Heather helped out at the Spring Hill PSAP for the last 4 months or so. That was ahead of our consolidation with Spring Hill, which we anticipate here in the next couple of weeks. She spent several months down there and is understanding of the operations, which is really exciting and helped us better understand what we need to do to prepare for that consolidation. She's friendly with both trainees, coworkers, supervisors, and administrative support. She's good and thoughtful to all. That was one of my favorites that I heard in this. Eagerly sharing her knowledge of new systems and processes to help us succeed and refine. So thank you very much, Heather. Appreciate you. CTO Ashley Foster is recognized for multiple commendations from citizens and responders she received throughout the year, whether they were from medical or from law enforcement partnerships or directly from citizens themselves, for her professionalism, her courtesy, her accuracy, and her speed with which she triage calls for service. She coordinates with her teammates well and works efficiently, getting the right help to the right place at the right time. Thank you. Appreciate you. And then Communications Training Officer Tanya Perry. This is her second year to be nominated in this category for her leadership skills, her willingness to train all of her trainees with diligence, correcting their behaviors, observing their behaviors, and correcting them. She stays up to date on all the requests and changes made from either the director or through the training coordinator. She's the first to be selected to supervise operations within the room when a supervisor must step out for a meeting or otherwise absent, and is quick to handle situations with calm, respect, knowing when to reach out and ask for help. Thank you, Tanya. Appreciate you very much. And our telecommunicator of the year in this category is Heather Young. So this is you. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything you've done for us. We don't get, we're weak if you're weak, so appreciate you being strong.
Thank you.
I got that. Awesome. Our next category is Communications Training Officer. Our first nominee is not present today, and honestly, when he was nominated in the same category last year, he requested that we remove his name from consideration for to win, because it stresses the importance of teamwork, how important it is that every person matters and not one over the other. And we respected that last year. I'm not respecting that this year because he got nominated a second time in a row, and I think it's worth, even if he's absent from the meeting and is continuing to focus on the team, I think it's important for our team to recognize that we value what he brings and how he does. So CTO Brandon Kaysen is nominated in this role for the second year in a row for his professionalism with callers, responders, and trainees. He's focused on teaching accuracy and how to triage calls correctly. He's been instrumental in helping develop our training program, coordinated with in-service training. He coordinates with training offered to new hire academies. He provides critical feedback to our administration when requested to improve our dispatch operations. And he's pursuing currently, actually just completed, agency instructor certification through the Association of Public Safety Communications Officials Institute, which furthers his involvement in the classroom for the structured on-the-job training portion of our training program. It gives us a little bit of depth, really 3 different people that can teach those classroom classes as opposed to just one. And there's nobody we go to first that I go to. One of the things I really appreciate Brandon is he's very direct. He does not pull punching, is not interested in telling me what I want to hear. He is very interested in telling me what I need to hear and what we need to do to be better. So he's definitely somebody we can trust. So Brandon Kaysen is our first nominee. Communications Training Officer Erin Jakubowski, who is in her first year really as a CTO. Only been with us for 2 years, right? 2 years next month? Yep. That's exciting, right? Erin's recognized for her thorough and patient demeanor when leading her trainees and showing competence and confidence in her own dispatch skills. Erin, again, she's been with us 2 years, did not come from a public safety background before joining us, and has just been a real asset right out of the gate. Appreciate all you do with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And our final nominee in this category, again, nominated in both categories for 2 consecutive years, is Tanya Perry. CTO of the Year. Did you win Telecommunicator of the Year last year, right? Yeah, named Telecommunicator of the Year last year, nominated again in both categories this year. Again, stressing the fact that she is patient and encouraging with all of her trainees and to the point. We know if we put a process in place, Tanya's going to follow it tooth and nail and give good feedback with us if it's not working, which I appreciate. Right? Thank you. Appreciate you. And the recipient of this year's award is Brandon Kaysen, so he's not here, but we'll make sure he gets it. Right. Brandon gets a shiny plaque. Our final category is Leadership Team Member of the Year. These are the folks that I'm spending a lot of time with most often. These are the folks that know my true colors, that know that this red hair I come by honestly, and we can have good and heated discussions over things that we're trying to accomplish. And I really appreciate every single one of my leadership team and the group that is here coordinating and supporting the frontline efforts of all of our folks. The 3 nominees in this category, the first is Supervisor Danielle Ferguson. She told me yesterday that it was this or appearing at her child's Christmas play that she was the only parent to represent that. She says, so sorry, see you later, I'll be there at the Christmas play. She's recognized this year for leading her shift with confidence and competence, encouraging her team members to seek continuing education opportunities and set clearly defined short-term career goals. Through her focus, she's led multiple team members to initiate individual projects that benefit our center or participating on committees that improve our procedures. Her focused commitment was integral while integrating with Spring Hill PSAP leadership, really the 911 center as we move toward consolidation. She's coordinated with scheduling their folks, making sure our folks could go down and relieve their folks and their existing staff could come here and complete training, which we did through September and October and had some pretty in-depth classroom training in the last couple of weeks before they came over and touched the CAD and the radio system, make sure their personnel are prepared to work inside of our room. She was willing to serve again in that TERT deployed capacity to the other center with our team. So we do recognize Danielle for her as a nominee for leader of the year. Our second nominee is our training and quality assurance coordinator, Jennifer Swindeman. Come on up. Jennifer, no, I want you to be close enough that you can hear them. You got to hold me accountable. Jennifer is recognized for her consistent quality performance, providing basic and continuing education training to our new hires and our veteran employees alike. Ms. Schwindeman was instrumental in launching a quality assurance program this year, which I believe is the rubber meets the road. We can train all day long, but if we don't check up on what we're doing to ensure that what we're training is actually how we're behaving, it's all for naught. So we put together that critical piece of our total program this year. Highly driven by what Jennifer has coordinated and taught how that works. Planning and delivering engaging and unique in-house in-service coursework of members of our team that have been here 30 plus years that stopped me in the hallway after the most recent in-service and said that was the best training class I've ever been to. And when you can say that about something you offered in-house, that speaks just volumes about you and the quality you're doing, so thank you. Preparing and delivering 3 basic training academies for new hires we've hired this year, as well as creating and developing and deploying an employee onboarding process for the folks from Spring Hill coming in to make sure they're prepared. So all your hard work you did this year, I appreciate you. Thank you. And our final nominee in this category, Leadership Team Member of the Year, is Kathy Burridge. She's our database specialist. There's a handful of positions that needed to be created when we showed up, and one of those was database specialist. And for 911 centers around the state and the country, they say, what does she even do? Which is funny to me because we say, we can't function without what she does. What she does is she maintains our CAD system, our phone system, all the various databases that we use to communicate to mobile data terminals in the field, or use our phone system to answer calls, or use the CAD system to put calls out in pages and all those things. A lot of times when we say this didn't work or that didn't work, it may come into just a preference, how the department wants something to be used or be tweaked. Kathy's first year here with us, she had a lot of support from our CAD vendor and our phone vendor. A lot of folks were there to lean on. 2018 came around and they all went home. They went on to next projects and new things, and we found ourselves leaning on Kathy heavily. And Kathy took that with a smile on her face and took that weight on her shoulders without a blink, and really did not spend. I didn't see a lot of time where Kathy's on the phone with our vendors saying, "How do I do this and how do I do that?" She knew what was expected and knew the places to hold them accountable when they were not meeting our expectations. Say, this is what it should be doing, and this is what we're seeing, and this needs to be fixed, which is huge for us. I'm not near as smart, and I don't have as much time. So both of those things, without Kathy, we'd be light years behind where we are for sure. So nominated for Leadership Team Member of the Year, I appreciate you. And don't go away because you are also our Leadership Team Member of the Year. So thank you very much. Right. Appreciate you very much. All right. Thank you. Thank you. That resolves. I do appreciate y'all's time this year. Every year we get stronger and we get better. We're looking to be fully staffed. We really are fully staffed right now, but fully staffed and fully trained by the time we gather again here next Christmas, and we're really excited about that. Every year we go, the stronger you guys get, the closer y'all are, and the more you support each other, the better we are, and I appreciate everything you do. Thanks y'all for coming. I appreciate your time.